Fruit snacks, that's all you really need. For this is Destiny and Doom, the show where everybody shows up with fruit snacks. Or pies. Sometimes we also have pies.
Well, now I'm hungry.
Well, yeah, why don't you have fruit snacks? Jack, did you bring enough to share?
I've got a bag here. You guys can
Thanks, Jack.
reach in.
Pour that into the internet. Ooh, those look like the nice ones. All right. Well, when we get close to Halloween, I'll make sure to bring candy for everybody. You'll just have to come to Seattle. So, oh, come on. Seattle's not so bad. I'll have candy. And I'm Lauren, by the way, also known as Obo Crazy. And I'm running these fine players through apparently what our lunch snacks are going to be. And maybe a little bit of D&D, too. So before we jump right in, why don't we ask our players, this is our second episode. Mika, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what was your favorite moment from last week?
Hi, I'm Mika Burton. You know me from cosplaying things and Rooster Teeth, and my favorite moment from last week was definitely discovering that zombies were throwing pies that taste delicious.
Well, why would they throw disgusting pies? I mean,
They're zombies.
It just makes sense to me. Dante, where can people find you, and what was your favorite moment from last week?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch at Dante Bosco and Dante Bosco on Instagram and Twitter. And last week, my favorite, the pies were awesome for sure, but I also liked being a Dragonborn, being able to use my fire for the first time and seeing how good that fire breathing works.
Making a creme brulee, that was worth it.
Yeah.
Creme brulee on that pie and on those zombies.
It is pretty epic to be able to breathe fire. That was a fun moment. Kraken, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what's your favorite moment from last week?
Hi everyone, I'm Kraken. I stream on twitch.tv/Kraken and on YouTube at Kraken2. Last week, although Vance probably wouldn't admit it, I did really enjoy the little interaction between Solaris and Vance when he petted her head and she just fell for him, and I don't know what to do with that. So can't wait to see what happens there.
So you guys had this tender moment and you don't know how to react. So like a normal relationship where we all to do when we have a tender moment. It's very real. And Jack, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us your favorite moment?
Yeah, I'm Jack from Rooster Teeth, Jack Patillo from Rooster Teeth, an achievement hunter. You can find me on Twitter at Jack_P. I'm also on Twitch, Jack Patillo, 2 T's, 2 L's. And Kraken totally nailed mine too. That was my favorite interaction, watching Solaris kind of react to having people that she's talking to and communicating with. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm curious to see how her interactions are going to affect the group and what we're doing. So it's going to be just all good times.
Well, last time on Destiny and Doom, characters found themselves in the tiny little town of Boken, where they were all there for their own reasons, but got drawn together thanks to, as you've now heard, zombies with pies. There was an attack and a little bit of investigation, and the group decided to go check out a nearby farm, the Dark Draft farm that Vance works at, because it seems like that's where the pies came from, only to discover that all of the cows have been turned to zombies, and the resident bull is upset, and the owner of the farm is now trapped in the barn with the rest of you, trying to figure out what to do next. And if I remember correctly, what you wanted to do next was masquerade as a cow. Yes. Now, you've been given a couple of hides, and it feels like this is a fairly safe place to be for the moment. As we pick up where we last left off, Nathaniel has handed over these hides and says, is there anything else that I can help you with?
Do you happen to know how to quickly knit together hides, or is that just going to be on us, do you think?
Well, I can give you a hand, but there's no quick about it. I mean, especially hides like this. This is going to take a little while. But, I've been here all night, so...
Yeah. You have anything better to do? Anyone else? Are we down to just spend some time knitting some hides, or what?
I'm fine with that.
I think we should, if we're gonna go out there in front of this zombie bull. Let's blend into our surroundings.
I used to knit when I was a little girl.
All right then.
Surprising.
I got some tools and I got some whiskey. Let's see what we can do. And he's going to go over and pull out. He doesn't really have, it's not like a knitting needle in order to get through these hides. It's more like a riveting gun kind of thing. if you guys want to spend some time, I'm imagining that you're probably looking to take a short rest.
Yes.
That would be helpful
Yes.
too.
All right.
We can rest. How about we take turns, like working on the pantomime while we take rests, like a little montage, where it's like we all take turns and laugh and like throw glue at each other. I don't know. What do you do in like a montage?
There's like a hip sound. Exactly. All right. If you guys would like to spend the next hour resting, passing along the riveting gun and the parts of the short rest, you guys can go ahead and roll some hit dice if you'd like to get some hit points back. And
Yes.
so for each
Depends on
of
your
you,
class.
yeah. So if you look under limited use, you can tell your character you're going to take a short rest, and each of you get a hit dice that you can roll. It depends on what your class is. It'll be different for everybody. And what you'll do is you'll roll whatever that dice is and add your Constitution modifier. And since you're a level 1, you get 1 of these dice.
All right. And where do we find which dice that is? I believe it's a D8, but I don't know.
Yeah, mine says D8.
I got a D10.
Yeah, some of you are going to have more than others. A Pony Boy, as a bard, I believe you're a D8. Let's take a look.
All right.
Yeah, you're a D8, and then since it's your Constitution modifier plus 1. And you don't
I'm
get
back to
this.
full health.
All right, I got 5 plus 2, so I'm back to full health.
Nice.
What do these what does the D8 dice look like?
This looks
What
like
shape is it?
it's the diamond-shaped one. The one that looks like 2 triangles.
That one. No,
Uh,
that's not right. The diamond-shaped one.
Yeah.
Is it?
It might say like 00, 1, like 10, 20, 30, 40.
Oh, this one has a number 9 on it. That can't be that one,
That
right?
cannot be a D8 then.
There it is. It's got to be this one. It's like 2 pyramids on top
That's,
of each other.
that's the one. That's the one you roll.
The one. All right.
Yeah.
3
Awesome.
plus what do I add to it?
Your Constitution modifier, which I believe for you is probably a 1.
Yeah. Constitution modifier is 1.
Full health.
So I add 4.
Whatever you rolled plus 1, since
Okay,
your
cool.
Constitution modifier is a 1.
Brings me up to 7.
Nice. Yeah, and meanwhile, Nathaniel is passing around this jug that he's got some alcohol in. It's sweet, whatever it is. It looks like it tastes like he's mixed it with honey, and you guys are kind of casually working on this pantomime outfit that you might have.
Well, my head looks like a dragon, so
You should be in the front.
I need to be in the front.
Yes.
I'll probably have better vision with using my head as the head. I look better than a cow.
You look more like a cow than any of us, I
I look
say.
more like a cow than anybody.
Yes, true. Okay.
Hence-
We're,
Golden cow.
golden cow. You're for sure to get Bart's attention. He loves golden cows. Isn't that right, Nathaniel?
Ooh,
As long as you don't get anybody praying to you, I don't care.
I can move.
He's
I
kind
can
of
move.
looking. Oh yeah, give me a performance check. Actually, go ahead and
Yes.
roll a d20 and add your performance modifier.
Man was in a Spielberg movie, please.
6. I'm a little tired. It's a 6.
6. Oh God.
Is 6 total?
No, 6 plus my performance plus 5, 11.
All right, yeah.
That's good.
You give out a passable moo. Everyone kind of gives you a nod.
I'm a good mover.
Nathaniel's like, maybe you need to do some vocal warm-ups, get some scales or something. It's okay.
Passable moo.
It's the name of this episode, Passable Moo. All right, so besides this cowhide that you guys have constructed, is there anything else you would like to do to prepare this pantomime? Or anything else you would just like to check out?
Well, I want to be on standby to make sure that if this all goes south, this bull gets put down.
Okay.
Personally, I also don't think there'll be enough room for all of us to fit in a cow. So if there's a
It's a
vantage
long
point
cow.
I can find to watch from afar just to make sure everybody's safe, because I don't trust this bull. Also, I was promised steak, so.
Nathaniel says, well, if you want to stay here in the barn with me, I can show you the spot that I had up on the second floor, but your friends are going to get into the house without you then.
Solid point. I guess I'll risk it then.
All right. You can always try to hide along the way. It's still kind of dark outside as this short rest is coming to a close. You can see through the cracks in the barn that the sun has started to rise, and there's some very pretty golden light coming in, highlighting if you take a peek outside, highlighting the fields, the further fields with all of the undead cows. You do see the figure of Bart the Bull kind of stomping around in the distance. He seems to be doing a weird patrol where he kind of walks up to where the path is from the barn to the house, stands there looking out at where all of the undead cows are, turns around and upset loop. Go ahead and let's have everybody roll perception checks.
Okay.
I got 19.
19.
Got a 14.
Through a 14.
I got a 10 plus 1. 11.
All right. Freya, you notice there's a weird bump on the top of this bowl. It's like something very large is stuck on this bull's horn. You can't quite make out any details because the bull is essentially backlit, which is helping you see the outline of some large shape, but there's something on its head.
Huh. I wish we could see what that is. I feel like with all these zombies and undead, there's something wrong with that bull, and we got to be careful.
Is it wearing a hat?
I don't think the bull is wearing a hat, but thank you for that insight.
Hats go on heads.
Yes, I can agree with this. Hats do go on heads.
Oh my God.
I say we go closer. I've never been scared of any bull. No cow.
Well, if you guys are gonna go out there, then yeah, I'll keep an eye out for you. And good luck. You got any sugar cubes? He likes sugar cubes. Maybe I got some. He starts to pat his jerkin. He starts to look around. Let me see if I can send you with some treats or something. That always seems to sweeten the deal. Maybe he won't charge at you immediately if you've got something.
Good idea.
I don't seem to have anything, though. Do you guys have anything?
Do we have any leftover pie?
Roll an investigation check.
Yeah.
All right.
Just her, everybody.
Just her, since she asked about it.
I got 14.
You don't have any secured away, but as you're thinking about it, you look over at Pony Boy and you realize that between two scales, there's still a good handful. It's a little dirty, but didn't quite get all of it off of his hide.
All right, so I'll reach over and take my dagger and scrape some off. And hey, guys, I think this will be a good substitute, don't you?
Okay.
That felt good. That felt good. It's like getting something out of my teeth.
Should
Really
we? How are we gonna get that in front of the bull? Should we rub it on Ponyboy's face so it's like he's attracting the bull to him?
Let's not rub it on my face.
Anyone else on the face rubbing idea?
I'm on the face rubbing idea.
I can rub
Solaris?
faces.
Okay, that's 3 against 1. I'm sorry, Ponyboy. We're rubbing it on your face. We don't know he's a zombie. He'll be attracted to you as a pretty cow, and he'll come over, and then we'll convince him to fight the other zombie cows, right? This
And
seems like
there's
a fair plan.
no bait like live bait, in my opinion, so I'm down.
All right. That's not the best idea I can think of, but I'm game.
Okay.
Someone be ready to blast this bull into oblivion if it's a zombie.
If you're game, let's go for it. Let's game on.
Okay, so describe for me how you're going to arrange yourself as you exit the barn. What are you doing? What do you guys look like?
I imagine Ponyboy would be in the front. We'd kind of wrap we'd wrap the cow linens around him so his head kind of shines out. We might cover his face or his mouth with pie if we can. in the middle. I'm not sure how you guys want the order. I could go in the middle and kind of like bulk up and be kind of like the backbone of the cow. Whoever else wants to come after me.
Yeah, I figure I'll be in the back. Like Solaris is in the back with her arms awkwardly wrapped around Vance.
And Freya will keep to the shadows as security and backup, hiding behind the bodies of dead cows as we go, following along, but making sure that you guys are okay.
All right. So we've got the three of you in the fake cow. We got Freya hiding along, flanking the fake cow. All right. So as you guys put this all together, rub whatever pie is left on Ponyboy's face, you see Nathaniel off to the side, finishing off this drink, looking at you like, you guys are weird, but I hope this works. Good luck. And he goes to get the door for you. And as you guys leave in the early morning sunlight, Freya, I'd love for you to roll a stealth check
All right.
as you kind of dart out first looking for cover.
All right. 13. And where is there a modifier for that?
You should have some
Dex.
stealth.
I should. +7. So 20.
Jesus.
Nice.
I'm a sneaky elf.
Yeah, she darts around the corner and very quickly hides. You're able to see, there's not really any trees, but there's a lot of shrubs and bushes, and this is naturally hilly land, and you just gravitate very easily towards where any of the shadows are. The rest of you, I would like all three of you to roll performance checks. As you guys are pretending to be a cow, I will make this a group check, and let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
19.
Nice.
16.
I was born to be a cow.
7 plus 5.
I play a good
12.
back.
12. I'm still a little rusty on my cow.
Passable moo.
And Solaris, what'd you get?
I got a 16 total.
Nice. The back of this cow is gorgeous. When just the most lifelike, appealing cow. Ponyboy, I would love to hear your convincing moo.
Moo.
Passable.
Is it doing anything? Is it doing anything for this bull? Is it looking this way at all?
I appreciate the decrescendo on your moo. That was very nice. All right, you guys head out, are you heading towards the bull? Are you heading towards the house? Where are you heading towards? Ponyboy, you're the head.
Yeah, he leads.
So
I think we should head towards the house, right, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to. I mean, do you want to mess with this bull if we don't have to? Kraken, the head here.
I want to see what Bart's up to. I don't know. He's got a hat.
If Bart mounts us, you're in trouble.
I mean, you're in trouble, pal. I'm the middle of the pool. I'm fine.
Oh no.
Solaris is just going wherever Vance
Bart's
is
in
hit go.
trouble if we get
He's
mounted.
just holding like a school dance, just kind of like following me.
with Freya off to the side being a wallflower.
Yeah.
I feel like we should go to the house. What do you think? Freya, where are we doing?
Well, if the bull gets anywhere close to you guys, he's toast. So I'm good with going straight to the house to find out what's going on and what's causing these zombies. But if you want to risk not just Bessie, but Bart as well, be my guest.
No. I'm going to start casually walking our group towards the house.
All right. As you casually cow walk your way towards the house, it is
Saunter.
cow saunters. Absolutely.
Saunter.
You've
Yes.
got a jaunty little trot going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, with a turtle in your back pocket. You guys head towards the house. You get 10 feet out the door before it's very obvious that Bart sees you guys. And he, at first, starts to charge for you and then slows down and gives a and starts to very slowly walk in your direction. He's got a little bit of a cautious, curious look on his face. And as he gets within about 10 feet of the head of this cow, of Ponyboy, Freya and Ponyboy, go ahead and give me perception checks. The other two, you guys are currently under a big tarp of this fake cow, so you can't really see what's going on. You do hear this bull approach.
I got
What is going on up there?
I only have 5 plus 1, so I have 6.
17 plus 1, so I got 18.
All right.
You are doing way better than me right now.
Ponyboy, it is hard for you to pay attention to anything except the giant, what was probably angry but now more curious bull heading straight for the pie on your face. Freya, you have a little bit of a better vantage point and a little bit more removed, not being the actual person being cow that's face to face with this thing. You get a slightly better look at whatever it is that's sitting on top of this bull's head. It looks like a body, half of a body, like the top half of a humanoid of some sort. Not a live zombie. It's not moving, but it looks like a recently deceased corpse that maybe might have been a zombie at one point and is now, the top half of this thing is just resting on the side of one of Bart's horns. And as he trots on up, gets within about 10 feet of Ponyboy's pie-covered face, and does a and trots kind of to start to circle around this strange cow. You do see that like the lower half of this creature was just sheared off, and the actual body is lying on top of this bull's head in a what must be an uncomfortable way. It keeps doing this, you know, like someone who's just gotten out of the pool and they got too much hair and they panting. He just keeps trying to like get it off his horn as he's. What are you guys doing?
So he's not a zombie, you guys. That's good. But
Does he have a hat on?
He has a hat of a half zombie on his head. I think I may be able to. Is he close enough where I can help nudge that thing off his horn?
Actually, just as you start to think about that, he's finished doing his circle and now moves up to your face and is kind of snout to snout with you and and gives you a very cautious lick.
And I'm like, you like that? You like that? Let me tell you something, Bart. And I can I maybe like flick the dead body off his horn? Can I try that?
Sure. Are you going to use your nose to do it?
My nose, yeah. I think I can kind of headbutt it off his horn. It looks like it's possible that I can maybe free him up a little bit. I might be able to help him out.
Roll me a
Nose check?
A nose check, absolutely. and now you know the fun of being a DM. Go ahead and roll me a strength check as you're going to kind of move your snout up his snout and then see if you can flick this body off the horn.
Let's see it. No, a 3. But I'm rolling a horrible 3 plus 1. Oh, no, 12. No, this, my strength check, it says a 12.
Yeah, so what's your strength modifier?
1.
Yeah, so strength, yeah, you have a modifier of 1, so it's whatever you roll plus 1. So
4. That's 3 plus 1, that's 4, you guys.
Yeah.
This D20 dice is not working well today.
There are some that would say that you need to put that in dice jail and get some other dice. I am not the superstitious type, but I'm sure half the chat right now is going, new dice! Anyway.
So, I take it that didn't work?
Well, you're cautious about like moving your head up the bull's head as he's kind of munching on this pie, and then you get your nose really far under this dead half of a being. Oh, it smells. Oh, it smells bad. And it smells so bad that when you go to flick it, you just can't really push it off, and you pull back, and Bart pulls back, and the two of you give each other like wary, cautious looks.
Hey, you guys, I almost threw up in my mouth. This zombie smells bad.
Is Bart interested? Is that what's happening?
Bart,
I don't think he's happy about having this dead zombie on his head.
Show him the love inside your heart.
What love is that? I tried to give him a little love and help him out and get the zombie off his head, but it's not working.
Be gentle.
he shakes his head a little bit and then trots back towards you and gives another part of your face a cautious lick. And then, like, as he's licking, he also kind of looks under where the covering, your cow covering is, and kind of very curiously looks under. Like, he gives a very obvious, huh.
Solaris, distract him. Do a wiggle. Do like a hip wiggle. Bulls love that.
And so I just kind of follow along. And Solaris just starts moving back and forth really stiffly.
I would love a performance check from you, Solaris.
Jesus. All right, that's going to be a +1. That is a 20, a 19 +1.
Nice. All right.
Sexy hip wiggle.
So an interesting thing happens. Solaris starts to wiggle, and the butt of this fake cow starts to wiggle and jive. And as Bart has been in Ponyboy's face and has kind of been licking the side of your face and doing one of these, as you wiggle, instead of getting distracted up and over, he gets distracted down. And then, Solaris, you lock eyes with this bull,
Oh no.
but
Oh no.
it's curious, it's interested, it's friendly. And this bull pushes forward past Ponyboy, past Vance, and gets up in your face. And now you're kind of snout to snout with this bull who's got this big half of a body hanging off of its horns. And it kind of,
I am full of fear right now. Vance,
You're
I'm
doing
terrified beyond belief.
Great. You're doing great. Just give him a quick little pat, show that you don't mean any harm.
Pet him. Pet him.
I'm just
Animals love
Gently.
being petted. How's that petting going?
give me an animal handling check.
God. +2. Ooh, it's an 11.
Kind of like a cat does when they appreciate being scratched. You reach up and do this awkward pat thing, and as your hand comes down once, it lands just over Bart's ear, and Bart leans into your touch and then pulls back and then kind of shows you the other side of his head. But the ear is currently trapped under this body that's hanging off of it.
Okay.
Freya, what are you doing right now?
I'm just watching in awe, waiting for this shit to go south. Because this seems way too dangerous for me, but also entertaining.
He likes you, Solaris. He likes you a lot.
I think he likes me. I might need help getting the zombie off his head.
Okay.
I keep patting, and then I slowly, I reassure the bull, and then I start to try to lift this zombie off.
Yeah. Can I help with that while she's distracting the bull? I'll try to help get the zombie off, being as little impact as possible on the bull's actual face.
All right. Go ahead, Solaris, and roll a strength check, and I'll give you advantage since you're getting help from Vance.
I got no modifier in this one. That's a 17 and a 10, so 17.
All right. It's awkward because, curved horn, so it's not just pull up. You kind of have to pull up and over. There's a moment as you grab this half of a body that Bart pulls back just a little bit, startled, like your hand gets in its eye for a second, and it tenses, and everybody gets tense, and there's this, what's going to happen? And then you just very slowly lift the rest of this body off the horn, and Bart's ear that was trapped under his horn goes, boom, pops back up, and you audibly hear this bull sigh with relief. And then it trots away. And it heads back out into the pasture and immediately starts to graze. And you're kind of left standing there holding half of a humanoid. It looks like a drow of some sort in basic leather clothing, dead, smelly.
So I'm holding this, and I walk up to Ponyboy. I think this is yours. And just drop it, and then I go over to Vance. You saved my life. Thank you.
You're welcome. You saved all of us, Solaris, and I give her another
you,
pat.
Solaris.
Yeah.
Very much. Can I inspect the body to see if there's anything that we can use as far as anything, weapon or gold or a clue of any sort?
Check it
Absolutely.
for that symbol just in case as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll an investigation check as you pat down the upper half of this body.
This is not good. 3.
Well,
Do I have a modifier on there? Is it anything?
what's your investigation say?
0.
Ah.
It's 3.
With a
It's
3,
not a good body, guys.
you've still got pie on your face, and this close encounter with this bowl was a little shaky, and so it's really hard to concentrate. It's what you can tell in the morning light is that this was a drow, does seem to be recently dead and was a zombie, but unlike all the other zombies that you encountered this morning, all of them seem to have been practically skeletons, just something pulled out of the ground after being interred for decades. This looks like a body that is relatively fresh.
Recent. It's a recent zombie, you guys, of some sort. Recent.
Shall we take it with us for evidence?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to carry it?
Not really. I was hoping someone else would want to carry it.
It makes me think that, it's recent, so obviously it got recently turned to a zombie, and whatever's been turning him into a zombie is obviously somewhere near.
Bart.
Bart
Bart.
has
Bart's of the living.
Bart is alive and has trotted off and seems to be enjoying eating some morning dew grass now that he no longer has half of a zombie on his face.
I
Okay,
feel
not
like
Bart.
we should check out the house because if any fresh zombies are going to be coming from somewhere, it's
Could be
where
the
the
house.
source would be. Yeah.
Okay, I agree. Do we want to keep doing the pantomime? Seems to be working. Do we just want to walk there?
I think we just
What's
get
the
there.
vibe?
We don't. Let's not take off our disguise till we get closer to that damn house.
Okay, cool. I like this. And I put back on the the cow stuff and start trotting that way.
All
And
right.
Solaris is still like reeling internally a little bit about Vance touching her again. So, whatever she can do to put her hands on his hips again, she's all for.
All right, as you guys gladly reform into this cow. Freya, real quick, did you join everybody else to have this conversation, or were you still hiding in the bushes trying to be stealthy?
Oh, I walked over when the bull walked away and it was safe.
Sure, roll me a perception check.
Sure. 12 plus 1, 13.
You recognize this drow.
Oh, shit.
In fact, you're pretty sure this was the person you were waiting for.
Well, so this changes things.
And so as your three companions are reforming into their they're doing the Transformers cow thing. You
Guys, I think I know this guy. He's a part of a faction I worked for, and he's the reason I was in Boken in the first place. He has the rest of my money. I don't know why he's wrapped up in all this, but he's a sword for hire. He's a mercenary.
Well, did you check his pockets? Maybe he still has the money.
Did you love him?
What? No. What? No. What kind of? Can I roll an investigation check and check his pockets?
sure. Although he doesn't really have pockets because he doesn't have pants because he doesn't have
torso.
legs. But you can definitely
Maybe he had
check.
jacket pockets.
Yeah, I mean, if
something.
he's still wearing kind of the upper half of his leathers and
Okay.
like half a hip, so you can definitely examine what's there.
All right. 16 plus 1, 17.
The only thing this dead drow has on him is the remains of his leathers, and that's it. There's nothing else. You do, however, see as you're searching for secret pockets, because you think this would be the kind of thing that he would secure internally into one of those special pockets. You're looking for one of those, and you do find on the side of this being very hastily drawn. Unlike the other zombies that you examined, this one seems to be like Sharpie in the middle of the night drawn on that same symbol of Bathsheba.
Interesting. This is making me very uncomfortable knowing that a member of Silent Rain was working with Bathsheba or not working with Bathsheba. The symbol doesn't make sense. It's not a brand. So what does he have to do with all of this?
Roll a history check.
Ooh, is that D20?
Yep, D20, and add your history.
That is 12 plus 1. 13.
You've never known the Silent Rain to be a religiously affiliated organization. This would be really weird if they were working for some kind of goddess. So you're unsure if this is a direct relationship or not.
Interesting. Is there somewhere that we can find out more about this? Do we know of a library around, or should we just go straight to the house?
Oh, let's
I'm
go to a
interested in
library in the
that.
middle of a farm. Yeah, great.
Listen, I don't know what's around here. I'm sorry I don't work on this farm like some of us.
Okay, I
we
can
got
tell you we don't have a
libraries over
library on the farm. Maybe the
I
house.
don't remember the last time I've been in no library.
All right, the library idea was stupid. How about we just go to the house then?
I can
Okay.
agree. Are we looking for the pants of this guy? Are we looking for his pockets? What do you want from him? You have money?
Listen, he has 10 gold pieces. I do want to find his pants.
10
I
gold
don't think you're
pieces?
stupid, Freya.
Freya, did you say library?
Listen!
Are we talking about the Dewey Decimal System out here? I don't think so.
As you
All
guys are
right.
talking, you do notice that they're quite a bit away. All of the zombie cows that had chased you into the barn as you had taken your short rest had gone back out into the pasture to lay down. You do see a couple of heads kind of notice you're talking.
House.
Hey
Back
guys,
to the wiggle.
let's take this argument inside. We'll finish our library conversation
Okay.
after we find out what's
Agreed.
going on.
Yes.
Agreed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right, you guys trot towards the house, Freya darting behind you. You get to the front door, which fortunately seems to be unlocked. It looks like Nathaniel either wasn't expecting to be gone long or is just not that kind of guy. Do you guys want to just walk on in?
Yes.
All right, I guess actually, Ponyboy, you would be the one to open the door because you're the front of this cow. You reach out, and for a moment, this cow has arms, and you open the front door and step on inside to a room that it kind of looks like a very nice living room. It's small. It's Vance. You're very familiar with it. You've been working in and amongst this farmstead for a couple of days now. It seems to be relatively in order, although there are no chairs in the living room, and there do seem to be a lot of muddy footprints. And you can hear some noises coming from Vance, where you know is the kitchen.
Okay, everyone. I know this place well. Imagine they're having some sort of dinner party in a different room, and no one took off their shoes when they came in.
Oh
So
no!
tread
I
carefully.
forgot to wipe my feet.
Well, it's okay. It's okay, Solaris. It's already a mess. I don't think we can do much else. It's all gone to shit. I do hear sounds in the kitchen. I guess we all hear those. I don't know if I'm just the only one, but I do know where the kitchen is. So let's go to find out
You
where the
lead
pies
the way,
are.
Vance.
Oh,
Vance.
Am I
You
the-
lead the way.
Yes. Wait, are we getting out of the cow? Do you want to still staying being a cow in the house?
No,
I
no,
really don't
like,
think we need the cow in the house.
Let's
Could be
undo our
throw them
cow
off a little bit though.
costume and maybe show it to the kitchen. There may be food there anyway.
That's true. We do all want food. That's our chief motivation.
Yeah.
Okay, follow me, everyone. Let's try to be stealthy.
Oh, well
Lead the
then,
way to the kitchen.
all right, so you throw off the cow costume, and I would love stealth checks from everybody if you guys are going to try to be stealthy.
Ooh, 3. Jesus. Plus
Oh, 4
7, so 10.
11.
total.
I'm 16 plus my 1 second plus
I am a cow in a living room.
plus 2. I'm 18. I'm rolling. Now I'm rolling.
I'm sorry, Solaris, what was your number?
4 total.
4. All right.
Oof.
You guys are moderately quiet, but Solaris coming up behind you, a giant turtle with huge feet, is finding all of the places in old houses that make the floorboards creak. You know, like every single one of those spots, just he or she is landing on perfectly, and it's a little unnerving. You come around the living room into the part of the dining room and peek your head in towards the kitchen, where the kitchen itself is a little bit of a mess. The footprints are scattered everywhere, and at first glance there seems to be some of the furniture that was in the living room has been moved into the kitchen. There's a big wooden chair with a high back. There is a table that was one of the large wooden tables that was part of the dining room, and a big tall coat rack that's usually next to the front door is kind of sitting off in a corner. And as you kind of all peek around the door, Solaris finding that one, all of the furniture in the kitchen that doesn't belong there turns. And the chair kind of moves its legs and repositions itself to like face you. The coat rack in the far corner, instead of it being upright, it kind of leans over as though it's leaning over to look at you. The table moves a little bit. And you can also actually see on the counter, there is this spread as though somebody has been assembly line putting together pies, just all of the fixings for pies. And there pops up as you guys look around the long-handled wooden spoon that you know that that Carly uses for all of her kitchen work. Pops up as though startled by your presence.
Can we do a magic check? Or is that even needed?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Definitely magic. This is some Fantasia shit here.
Yo, did you guys see that?
All right, 7 plus 1, 8.
I mean, you haven't seen animated objects before, but you're gonna guess they're magical, sure.
Right.
You don't know much beyond that, but
Or are they invisible people in there? Or do we know what the heck?
I think this furniture is alive.
So Solaris in the back just walks past everyone. Oh my God, these are adorable. I want to touch it. And just starts walking towards the hat rack.
No, don't touch it. We don't know what it is yet.
Solaris,
It's adorable.
as you move forward, the first thing that you actually encounter, because it's a fairly narrow kitchen, is the chair is sitting there. And as you move towards the hat rack, the chair is sitting there, and the high back of this chair kind of leans over, giving you kind of a cockeyed, if it had eyes, imagine googly eyes on this thing, and it looks at you, and as your hand touches the top, it kind of seems to lean into your hand a little bit like you're petting a dog.
And everything loves Solaris. What's going on? Does
I
anyone...
don't know.
I think this chair is my friend.
Okay, I'll pet the hat rack. I'll walk over and I'll go, hey, baby. And I start going like that.
Why are you assuming that the hat rack is a lady? Why can't the hat rack...
Hey, Vance is ignorant, all right? He just, he doesn't know much.
Listen, the correct pronouns to be using for a hat rack is they, them.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, they, and
This hat rack, as you move over and you kind of awkwardly like stroke along the side, the top of it that has the prongs that you normally like put your hat or your coat on kind of leans forward as though to look at you, but doesn't seem to do anything else. Solaris, the chair is now moving around you, using its four legs just like a dog, and every time you stop petting it for a moment, it moves to nuzzle under one of your other hands.
Do you think we can communicate with them? Do you think they'll know what's going on? They seem sentient somewhat.
You hear a...
Should we try talking to them?
Excuse me, Spoon. What is going on here?
I didn't mean like that.
The spoon, which has been sitting on top of the counter, kind of just upright in an unnatural way, very quickly leans over and starts banging itself against this giant mixing bowl. And it goes ding, 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 and then sits back up again. And roll me investigation checks.
All right. 10 plus
6 total.
1. 11 total.
9.
17.
Ah, Pony Boy. you've all noticed that this is the spread to make pies. Obviously, this is probably where these pies have been coming from. It seems like everything is still set up to make pies, but there's milk missing. It looks like all the other ingredients are still set out, ready to go. The oven is even still at the 450 degrees that you would need to make these pies, but you don't see any milk. And the spoon just kind of, once again, bing, 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 bing,
But
bing.
you guys, I see that they're making pies somehow, magically or whatever, but there's no milk.
Do we still have that milk that we lifted from strings and things?
Yes.
Do you think the spoon is telling us to put milk in a bowl? Can I ask the spoon?
Just put it in the
Is that what you
bowl.
want?
Talk to the spoon.
Who has that milk?
Who has that milk? I guess. Did any of us mark it down?
I do remember you guys taking it, so whoever has it pulls it out of their bag. You guys have, if I remember correctly, 2 big, those glass bottles of
Right.
milk, the really nice stuff.
So
We're gonna pour half a
spoon
bottle in that
thing.
bowl.
Is that what you want from us? Do you want
Don't even
milk?
ask.
Don't even
Just pour-
ask. Just do it. I'm just trying to be
Just-
respectful to the spoon.
I pour the
Pour
milk
half
in
the
the
bottle.
bowl. Half
All
of
right,
it. Yeah,
fuck
half-
bowl.
respect then. We'll pour the milk in the bowl.
Freya, but half a bottle only.
Okay, half
Don't
a
waste
bottle.
All the milk.
We're not going to waste all the milk. Half a bottle of milk.
Solaris, as they pour the milk into the bowl, the chair that had been very happy to just hang out next to you and get scratched on its wooden surface immediately moves away, and there's a flurry of activity as all of these animated objects immediately go to work making a pie. Spoon starts to add all of the correct ingredients to the bowl. The table is shepherding stuff from one side of the kitchen to another. It's using its big legs to kind of get on top of the countertop and lift things up. The chair is there with its head almost like a hand coming forward and pulling stuff over. The spoon takes care of all of the mixing. They pour it into a pie tin. The hat rack comes on over and grabs the pie tin, and they all coordinate to put a pie into the oven, close the door, and there's a palpable sense of satisfaction.
I think we just helped the furniture make a pie.
I think these were all enchanted to make this recipe by someone in the house.
I think these were the pies that we saw back in Boken.
I agree.
Did we just
They
help the
should-
zombies accidentally?
I think they should be singing us "Be Our Guest" or something right now.
Freya, go ahead and roll a perception check as you are momentarily worried that there are zombies about.
All right, 11 plus 1, 12.
You don't see any zombies. The house looks clear, and these objects don't seem to be either zombies or aggressive in any way, shape, or form. In fact, they have this moment in where they've made a pie, and now they're waiting for it to cook, and where they immediately go back and use the rest of the milk that is still in the bowl to start making another pie. You do notice, however, that there is a piece of paper stuck to the bottom of the leg of the table, the kind of the back leg. It's been using 2 of its legs to get up onto the counter, and there's a piece of paper crumpled with some writing on it on the leg of this chair.
Can I lean down, pick it up, and read it?
As soon as you start to do it, the chair kind of shies away. Or not the chair, the table kind of shies away, kind of moves. You're not sure if it's shy or if it's automatically trying to get out of your way, but you reach down for that leg and it and moves over.
Hey, Solaris. You seem to be good with these chairs. Do you think you could get that paper?
I will attempt to help you. Will this make us better friends?
You know what? It'll make us the best friends in the entire world if you can just grab that paper for us.
That means everything to me.
We'll get matching bracelets and everything. I promise you.
If I could cry, I would. I will help you.
Thanks so much.
And then Solaris gently kind of like leans over to try to get it. And sort of puts her hand on the top of the table, almost to steady it, to calm it, and then goes for the thing.
All right, roll a charisma check.
Charisma is going to be +1. That is an 11. Do I get a proficiency bonus for that?
Are you proficient in? Well, no, because I'm just looking for a charisma check. So,
Okay, so then
it's not a
11
saving throw. Do you say anything to this chair or to this table when you reach down to,
Sure.
stroke it?
So Solaris puts her hand on the table. Please, table, I would like this so Freya and I can be best friends. We're going to go bracelet shopping together.
There's a brief pause as the table actually stops moving when you touch it and you say this, and then very obediently it lifts up the leg that piece of paper's on.
And then without looking at it, without takes it off. She takes it off and just holds it and immediately brings it to Freya. Like, so happy.
All right, guess we gotta get those bracelets. Thank you so much.
I look forward to nothing more.
Can I read what's on this paper?
Absolutely. So you kind of uncrumple it a little bit, and the side that has writing on it seems to be a to-do list, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff in a very neat, precise handwriting. You see a list that says, to do, turn drow into zombie, lead zombie army to town, pray for another portal, fix hole in socks, find mom's pie recipe, turn mom into a zombie, pick up milk, learn Underdark.
Learn what?
Underdark. It's a language.
Yo, Vance, are these your people?
Do I recognize the handwriting?
Roll a investigation check as you kind of look over Freya's shoulder.
2.
It's very nice handwriting. Whoever it is their penmanship is exquisite.
Am I the only one concerned about the portal thing here?
Hold on. So
I'm concerned about all of it.
we know some of these have been done. Let's go through the list again. They didn't have the milk yet, so we know that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
The drow was a zombie, so that did happen. What was in between? Can you read it again?
Who's mom?
Pie recipe, I'm assuming that was found.
Yes, because they were making pies.
We can only assume the mom is now a zombie. Sucks.
Yes, that might be the middle ground we're at. Why? Did I know of any like older, like a mother that resided in this home with the other dark drafts?
No, it was just the father, the mother, and the older child, adult child. So there wasn't like a grandma or anything.
Okay, I don't think there's any grandma that I know of here, unless they're a traveling grandma that has a good pie recipe.
Don't all grandmas have good pie recipes?
I guess that's fair.
Valid point.
I think we should try upstairs regardless, because if we're going to find a grandma or grandma zombie, they're probably going to be upstairs.
Does anyone know what species or race Underdark belongs to?
Could you do a history check and see if
Yeah.
you recognize that?
Give me a history check.
All of us?
Sure.
All of us? Sure.
Since you're talking about this as a group.
19
Okay.
for me.
18 plus 1. 19 as well.
11.
9.
Yep, Pony Boy, you know it's a language, but that's all you remember. Solaris, you know it's a language, but that's not one of the ones you've managed to hear anybody speak yet. And that's because, as Vance and Freya know, Underdark is usually spoken by a lot of the beasts and Denzians in the Underdark. It is literally the language of those that live deep below. Freya, you do know that some drow speak it, but it's not usually a language that you hear on the surface.
There's some spooky shit happening here. I know that much. Especially if they're speaking Underdark. That's like a bad talk. You know, I don't even know. I don't think I know Underdark. So
And
don't think
Underdark
you know.
and portals, none of this seems good. I feel like we should find whoever is enchanting this furniture and put a knife right through their faces super fast, because this is about to go south.
the
You're
furniture
telling me
doesn't seem so
dark
bad.
And it's
No,
under?
the furniture's fine.
I'm sorry,
It's dark and under.
It's dark and under, yes, which means nothing good.
Nothing
Freya.
good.
Freya.
Yes.
Freya.
Yes.
What color bracelet are you going to buy? Would be blue,
You know what?
green.
What if we get blue and green bracelets?
that would make everything amazing.
All right. Well, the second we find out where these zombies are coming from, you and me, bracelet shopping.
I am excited.
So am I.
All of the animated objects have seemed to now that they have access to milk, while they do pay attention to you and move around you, and every once in a while when the chair goes past Solaris, it stops for a moment like a dog looking for a pet before it continues, but they do seem to be back on the pie making train.
This is fascinating, you guys. Fascinating.
We could really make a good business out of this, guys. Like I'm saying, after we're doing the whole no more zombies stuff, maybe we'll keep the enchantment and we can just sell pies for a while. I'm down for that personally.
I wholeheartedly agree. Maybe we could team up with Strings and Things, take over their business, claim it as our own, get our own pocket of coin.
Well, we're going to oust Strings and Things from the whole town. We're just going to.
I mean, they could be a subsidiary of our mega pie corporation. They'll get a cut. It's fine.
Okay. We'll discuss it afterward with the bracelets.
Yeah, and Solaris seems to be working quite well with the furniture, so maybe we can enchant some more furniture. Guys, I see a great pie making business in our future. We're going to be laced with coin for years to come. It's going to be great.
First things first, let's get rid of this zombie grandma, yes?
Great. Yeah, that one, zombie grandma, right on it.
Yeah, whose grandma is this? You must know.
I don't know shit. I've only been in here recently. I do the field work. I know Bart pretty well. Bessie was my girl.
Was.
Thank you.
These are your friends.
I don't know a grandma. Okay, I knew the Dark Drafts. They're good people. You saw the drink he was giving us. Not bad. Okay. After that though, I don't know any old woman. I don't think.
Should we check out other rooms in the house, y'all?
I think we should check the upstairs.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. While they make these pies, let's go amble upstairs.
All right.
Sure. Everybody roll perception checks.
1.
8.
I threw a nat 1 plus 4.
I got 9 in total.
1 plus 1. I got 2.
Oh,
my
no.
8. We're all not doing so hot.
I got 9.
2 nat 1s.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, here's the good news. It's a small house, and there are no zombies. It's not like zombies are very good at hiding. And so you're pretty sure, as you guys kind of follow Vance, as he knows this tiny little house, you go up to the second floor, you check out the bedrooms, and by checkout, you kind of walk past and poke your head in and be like, zombies? Nope, we're good. Don't see any other living or dead or animated objects anywhere in the house.
Really? Huh. Well, I certainly expected a zombie grandma, and now I don't know what to think.
Somebody's grandma is... Someone's making people into zombies. The person who said they can turn the person into a zombie, whoever's making these pies, said they're going to turn their grandmother into a zombie, so they have zombie-making powers.
In fairness, the to-do list actually says turn mom into zombies. So...
They can turn their mom into a zombie. It's their mom.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
I don't know if it makes a difference between it's a grandma and a mom, but in
I was
the interest,
assuming their age was older, but now it could be the daughter of the Dark Drafts turning her own mother into a zombie while her father was in the barn. I'm gonna run with that. Okay. Can I do some sort of Can I recall more about Naomi, the daughter, and see if there's anything off about her now that I see potentially she could be
sure.
Evil?
Roll.
Does she speak that dark underworld language?
I don't know, maybe.
She did not seem evil in the slightest. Go ahead and roll a insight check, and we'll consider this like a retroactive insight, like you're thinking back about your interactions with her.
Trying brain blast, like I'm like.
Like you're kind of reevaluating all of your interactions with her from the past.
21.
She seemed like a perfectly normal, happy, devoted daughter.
It's not Naomi. Okay.
Thanks for nothing, Vance.
I'm sorry. I had a moment of inspiration and it was just totally off.
No cousins, nothing?
Maybe we should look beyond the family then. If it has nothing to do with them, could it possibly be someone who just saw this house and camped out, enchanted the furniture? Have we thought about that?
Yeah, anyone that knows that Drow is not... Well, I guess you know Drow, so maybe I won't finish that.
I was about to say, where are you going with that?
Wasn't there a
Best
thing about
pie
a
maker
portal
in the
on the
area.
list?
It's a portal. Can we check the basement? Do I know of any like hatches or other areas of the house that may be less accessible from the main?
You do know there's a storm shelter, kind of like a what we would consider a tornado shelter, but you'd have to go outside the house and go on in, and you know it's pretty small. You could definitely poke your head in if you'd want to. And otherwise, it's just the barn. I mean, this is a small family. They were taking care of a relatively small farmstead for this town that you know has less than 100 people. So it's not a huge house.
Can I investigate to see if there's been anything off from when I left in these rooms? Like see if like it was used for something other than kind of daily life from the Dark Drafts, or
Pie making.
yeah, like I mean, pie making is obviously weird, but like the other rooms, was that kind of like turned into like a headquarters? You know, was there other stuff in the other rooms that isn't usually there?
Okay. Yeah. Roll an investigation check, and I'll give you advantage since you've been working at this place for a while.
Okay. Oh, natural 20.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That makes up for all of the natural ones from before. You kind of think through as you'd walk through the house. You'd done the quick walkthrough to look for zombies, but now thinking back, was there anything out of place? Yeah, you do remember that the father and the mother, they had a desk in their room, and you seem to remember there was something off about the desk, and you kind of run upstairs and take a look, and there was a little quill and ink that had been sitting there, and there's now just a spill of ink as though someone had grabbed it, and there's just dried ink all over the desk with a little bit of some smudge marks. And you think about it for a second and remember Freya holding up the to-do list that she was reading off, and you remember seeing smudges on the back of the paper that correspond to that ink, this black ink. And when you look at, she's kind of still holding this to-do list, kind of looking it over, mom's pie recipe, fix a hole in the socks, what's going on? And you do notice that this page looks like it was torn out of a book, as if someone had ripped it out after they'd been writing in it and maybe, smudged some of the ink as they'd hastily written some stuff down. And on the other side of the page, you know how when you're writing in a book and you'll be writing on one page and the page under it will have the impressions of the writing? You see the impressions of writing on the other side of this page. Not a lot, and you can't really make it out. You'd probably have to do something to bring out those impressions, but you can see that they used to be in a book, that there was more writing that was happening in this book, and some of it's on the other side of this piece of paper.
Okay. Could we see what that writing is, like what the book might be from, and then maybe try and deduce where that book, if it's in the room still or something like that?
Well, as you take a look at the paper, you can see the impressions, but they're a little too faint to read. You're going to have to do something to bring them out a little bit.
Yeah, we can just, is there any pencil around or no?
Yeah.
No, is it dirty? Is it like a...
Or charcoal from a fireplace or something?
Yeah, Freya, actually, if you walk on over to the fireplace, it's cold, but there is some smudges of charcoal still in the fire pit.
Can I pick up a piece of charcoal and try and do one of those, like forensic rubbings, yeah, on the back of the paper?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check. Just as you need to do this light enough to be able to bring out the words, but not hard enough to smudge the whole thing.
19 plus 3.
Ooh, all right. So as Ponyboy suggests this, and you remember the charcoal droppings still left in the fireplace, you get a little bit on your finger and kind of lightly dust over it. And yeah, about a couple of lines of what looks to be that same clean, neat handwriting appear. It was obvious he was writing in this book on another page. And let me pull that up. All right, so what you get seems to start in the middle of a sentence, but it says, tells me that this is all in the glory of Bathsheba. But it'd be really nice if the goddess herself spoke to me. This fellow is pleasant enough, But I really just want to confirm from my lady. Who knew she had middle management? Tymora certainly didn't. Then again, Tymora didn't help me at all. So I guess a supervisor is better than no godly contact whatsoever. I miss Cedric. He was always so much smarter than me. But he'd know how to build this place. Maybe I'll try to raise him again. And then it stops.
Well, that was a shit ton of information all at once.
I'll make sure to send you this, the full thing after the game.
So,
Sheba.
sounds like whoever wrote this note is being told what to do by some higher creature or some master of some sort.
He's a follower of
Anybody know
Sheba.
Does anybody know who Cedric is?
Or Tymora. Do I know
Tymora?
Can I do a religion check on that?
You definitely know who Tymora is, but I'd love for you to give me a religion check to see how much you remember.
Okay. That is a 13.
Yeah, you are, especially having just looked up all of this information about Bathsheba, Tymora, you know a lot about her.
Oh, it's her sister.
It is.
Now you know.
He had to think about it for a second. He was very distracted by everything. So the interesting thing, they are sisters, but what they really are two sides of the same being. That very long ago, they used to be, Tymora and Bathsheba were the same god. And there was a calamity that split them in two. Bathsheba became the goddess of bad luck, and Tymora became the goddess of good luck and fortune. And they are kind of two sides of the same coin.
Do I remember anyone in town worshiping Tymora specifically, or?
You don't, but the only people that you knew in town that you knew what they worshipped were Marianne and Kristoff, and the two of them were Tyr.
Okay.
You
Am
hadn't
I
really
the only
asked
one really concerned about raise him again? This sounds like some necromancy nonsense.
No, I'm concerned about that also.
Okay, just wanted to circle on back to the whole raise him again thing.
There's a lot of weirdness going on for sure.
Is
Cedric. They miss Cedric. Vance, you know Cedric?
Do I know a Cedric? I don't think Cedric's from this farm.
None of you know a Cedric offhand.
Okay. I think they showed up with zombie Cedric as opposed to found him on the farm. So I think these are just some foreign invaders of some kind that we're trying to figure out what they have to do with the family. We could check back in with Nathaniel back at the barn if you guys want to go relay this information to him. Otherwise,
Yeah, maybe he knows
I don't know what else
Cedric.
we can find here.
Yeah, Nathaniel must know Cedric. What the heck?
Oh, before we leave, we should leave the milk with the furniture so they can continue making our pies for future sale. Just throwing that out there.
Do we want the furniture to come with us?
No.
I don't think they'd be of help.
They are not your friends?
Oh, no, they're definitely our friends that are so good at making pie.
They look
And I
happy.
think that they definitely seem like they enjoy it, right? So why don't we give them the milk and they can keep doing what they love?
I agree with this.
Yeah,
I like pie.
don't we all?
Maybe they'll have one ready for us when we go downstairs.
Right? How lovely does that sound?
That would be
That's
very
cool.
lovely.
All right,
Okay.
so you
Can I
guys,
drop off the milk with the furniture?
they are super. I guess you could tell that they're happy. Like as soon as you put the other glass jar of milk down, the spoon is immediately there, moving it and getting help from the hat rack in order to position it in just the right way to pour it when they're ready for the next pie. They are on top of it.
They're good.
All right. We'll come back for those pies later, furniture. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
You think that the chair would salute if it could?
Like bends its leg, like ah, breaks
It
in the process.
kind of, and then goes back to helping prepare some pie.
Great.
Wonderful.
They really love making these pies, this furniture.
Everyone has their calling. I guess furniture too.
All right, where are you guys headed? It sounded like you were going back to where Nathaniel is in the barn.
That would be my vote. I prefer to talk to him about it. It's up to you guys.
Sounds good to me.
I think Solaris lingers and says goodbye to her furniture friends, and then follows everyone else out.
As you say goodbye, all of the furniture and the spoon stop what they're doing for a moment to watch you as you leave.
Awkward turtle wave.
Where's you
Awkward.
have a way with the furniture.
All right, you guys leave. You see that Bart is still happily munching out in the far pastures, and head back over to the barn, where when you get to the barn doors, they are locked, but it's pretty much within seconds. As soon as you get there, you hear the sturdy lock being moved from the doors, and then Nathaniel is there, and he says, you're back. You helped take care of Bart, so what's going on?
Hey, boss. Yeah. So we checked out the house, and no sign of any living things. Your furniture is baking pies under some sort of enchantment. I don't know if you're aware of that.
My furniture is baking pies?
They're quite good at it too. Yes.
Well, I mean, if you're going to make a pie, you might as well make a good pie.
Yes.
Huh. All right. Well, that's interesting.
Who do you know that worships Bathsheba? Who do you know that worships Bathsheba?
Just like grab him.
No, nobody worships Bathsheba. She's you just kind of invoke her whenever you get married or buying a new house or something.
Who do you know
Hold on.
invoking Bathsheba?
You invoked the goddess of bad luck when you got married? What is wrong with you, Nathaniel?
So you especially would actually know about this, Vance. But as he explains, he says, "Well, no, you don't pray to her. It's the kind of thing in where if you're wishing people good luck, if you're blessing them for the future, if you're having a party, you invite her, because if you don't, she'll be really pissed off and show up. So she's the kind of goddess that always turns down invitations but shows up uninvited. That kind of thing."
That was a test. I'm a paladin. I know these things. Just want to make sure you are also aware. Anyway, continue.
Well, but no, nobody that I know actually worships her. That'd be weird. That'd be creepy. No.
Does what was his name?
Cedric.
Cedric. Does a Cedric ring a bell?
I don't know a Cedric.
Think hard.
You see him close his eyes and nope, still nothing. Sorry.
Do you know if the chair has a name?
Oh my God.
I haven't named the chairs, but I guess if they're alive, I'm gonna have to come up with a name.
The chair is very friendly.
Do you have a suggestion?
Someone's been in your house.
Yeah, I know. They're the ones that caused all of this. Why do you think I've been sitting here in the barn drinking?
Do you know who would be in your house whose mother has a really good pie recipe? That's who we're looking for.
No one that I know of. I mean, don't get me wrong. Carly is an excellent cook, but I wouldn't say her pies are amazing. How good are these? How good are these animated things? How good is my furniture at making pies?
It has a pretty good recipe. It has a pretty good recipe.
That's good to know. This could be a good thing.
Yeah.
I should go check this out. He grabs his bottle.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow, what's wrong?
Who are the best pie makers in the area?
I think just leave the pies to us. We have it under control. You don't need to investigate or anything.
But I want to go back to the house. I mean, I gotta clean up and I gotta get a group of people together to go help take care of all the zombie cows. I mean, I can't just leave them lying out there. They'll just maul anybody that comes
definitely
by.
take care of the zombie cows, but I think just let the pies keep going.
Oh, if they're that good, I'm not gonna stop them. Nah, obviously. Let's see what they're doing. I gotta check this out. And he once again starts to undo the lock on the door and kind of looks out to make sure that the cows are not really looking in this direction, checks on Bart, nods himself. He goes, nice job with Bart. I really appreciate it. I appreciate that you didn't have to kill him. I mean, steaks are nice, but no one likes to kill a good bull. Once the missus gets home, I'll make sure that I make it up to you, definitely. And I guess you're probably not gonna have to come in this morning because I don't know. Do you have to feed zombie cows?
I get the day off?
You get the day off.
Yes. Okay, guys, let's go. We're gonna go on a bender. Okay, where are we going next? We're going back to town.
I guess it's our only option. We need to start asking people if they know anything about a portal or a mom with a good pie recipe. Should
Yeah.
we go back to town?
Did you see where this figure you mentioned was headed after they showed up in the house?
No, that's the thing. I didn't see them leave. I just saw the whole horde of zombies heading off towards the town. But now at least we know what they were doing in my house. They were making all these pies. Now, I saw this guy when he showed up. He was this robed figure. He looked spooky. And then all these zombies are everywhere and I ran. But that's all I know. And then they've been in there all night, all morning. Well, do you want something to drink before you go? And he holds out the
Yes,
jug.
Always.
Of course.
You guys take a swig of this sweet liquor and head back into town, taking the long route as you, I assume, are avoiding the herd of zombie cattle that are still kind of lying out in the field. As you arrive, the sun has fully risen. It looks like it's turning into a gorgeous morning. You head back towards the Rooster and Dragon, where Marianne has been cleaning up after the crazy morning that you all had. You see that the zombie bodies that had been outside of the inn have been removed, at least. They're no longer around. And she sees you and she says, "Oh, I'm glad you all are back. I'm glad that everything is going okay. Did you find Nathaniel and the dark dress? Are they all okay?
We made friends with a chair,
With a chair. Okay.
also a bull.
Oh, Bart. All right. But is Nathaniel okay?
Bart has a very
Translation,
kind
yes.
heart.
They're fine. He's fine.
Good.
There's
All right.
just some enchanted furniture and some pies being made.
Enchanted furniture. Wow, that's a pretty high level spell to be able to do that. I haven't heard about that in a while.
Do you know someone who could be able to do that?
Well, the only one I know is York, our friend, the crazy wizard down the way. He hasn't done any of those spells in a very long time. I think I told you he's a little loopy. But I mean, he was when me and my husband were off adventuring when we were in our younger days. He was with us for much of the time. Actually, right until we had our disaster, and then decided that we were going to retire and open up this place. But yeah, you would want to, if you had any questions about magic, you definitely want to talk to him. Me and my husband specialize in divine types of things, but making chairs be alive, that's a wizard. That's a wizard thing.
A wizard. Do you know anyone named Cedric, by the way?
She thinks for a moment. No, not that I can think of.
No Cedric, huh?
No Cedric. I'm sorry. Should I know a Cedric?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Have there been any newcomers in town recently?
Well,
that you know?
you four.
Yeah, but we're one of the old gang, right? 3 days, 4 days. We've been here for a while.
Yeah, I guess once you help save the town from zombies, then you stop being strangers and you start being friends. That's for sure. But no, we're so out of the way that the four of you have been the most recent people that have been around in a while. A couple weeks ago, we did have that other party of fate changers that came on through, but they were only here for like an hour. I don't know what they were after, but they blew through here pretty fast. It was a group of four of them, kind of like yourselves.
Let me ask you one quick question. That pie that we were eating,
Yeah.
did that remind you of anybody's recipe in town that you may remember?
No, but it was really good. I'd like to find out. I'd like to add it to my menu. Do you know whose it is?
That's what I'm asking you.
No, I'd like to find out. Good pie like that. Maybe I could actually bring in some more business.
Nathaniel might have some more pies available soon if you know how to pay a finder's fee.
Whoa. I don't think Nathaniel's going to have any pie soon. I think our pie corporation will soon be having pies. So we can leave you with our contact information. And for a pie sales business venture, we can get together, work out a business fee, provide you with some pies for your tavern and inn.
Absolutely. Do you sell on consignment?
We do, as a matter of fact.
This is perfect. I will write up a contract right away. And she starts to like give this hacking cough over onto the side. She covers her mouth, and it's a nasty cough. And finally, she, oh, I'm sorry. I got so excited, and I'm just so winded. It's been a while, but yeah, definitely. I would love to pay you for some pies. You guys are getting out of the adventuring business. You're gonna go into making pies. That'd be nice.
I think it's just a side gig. The furniture's there working for us. You know, we can go talk to your crazy friend and
York, yes.
York, yes, that one, and figure out what's going on. You know, diversifying our portfolio.
Absolutely. You always want to have a lot of options, especially when you get older. When you get to the point that you don't want to be out. So, did you take care of the zombies? Did you find out where they were coming from? Did you find out where they were going to? Did you find out why?
A good magician never reveals their tricks.
You know, that's
We know
what
some
York
gold
always
gangs.
said.
Then we have much to talk about with him.
We didn't find where the zombies were coming from.
Solaris. We know some things.
You do? Okay, good. Are you?
We're hot on the case, ma'am, and you can believe that. And I give her a hefty pat on the back from a fellow God-fearing man to for you. We're on it.
Roll a perception check, Vance.
Oh, okay. 15.
You give her a pat on the back. She's always come across to you as kind of a hardy woman, grandmotherly, but like feisty grandmother. And as you give her a pat on the back, she reels much more severely than you were expecting. And as you kind of pull away feeling a little bit self-conscious, not meaning to make this a thing, you do notice that as you pat her on the side of her neck, there seems to be some kind of dark red mark.
I mean, yes. Gang, can I talk with you for a second?
Roll a deception check.
Oh, 5.
She looks at you, and then she kind of, as she's reeled, and then she notices, she pulls her shawl up a little closer, and she says, I'm sorry. I told you we were a bit under the weather. We're pretty ill. Don't worry. It's not anything you need to worry about. It's not contagious or anything. It's just, you know, the kind of thing that happens, especially when you're older, when you've had a laugh, that you've had some adventure and maybe had some things happen. So, but if you're going off to take care of these zombies, I'd really appreciate it, because my husband and I, we are not in any condition. Let me, if you want to go and talk to York, definitely you can tell him that we said to go on by. He'd be more than happy to chat with you. Tell Deanna, his niece, is there to help him take care of him. Tell him that we said hi. And let me root around and see if I've got anything that I can give you to help out with this. Because once you find out who's causing all of this ruckus in town, and if you're willing to go out after and take care of whatever this is, I've lived this life before. I'm willing to pay you.
Can I roll a check to see if she's lying?
Sure. Roll an insight check.
Yeah, I was going to ask her, do you have any kids? I know it sounds off topic, but trust me, it's totally relevant.
Sure.
Also, my insight check is 13.
Okay. Does not seem to be lying, but as she covers up this mark and kind of recovers from you guys noticing, she does seem uncomfortable and nervous. But everything that she said, none of it seems to be mistrustful or misleading. Vance, as you ask her, she smiles and she says, "Oh yes, Kristoff and I had 2 children. They're both adults and moved away a very long time. This is a tiny little town. If you want to do anything other than, you know, take care of this. And no, they left decades ago. Every once in a while, one of them sends me a send-in and gets me a message. But the two of them, I think they're way off on the Sword Coast somewhere. They both married, have started their own families by now. I was kind of hoping to get out there and see them soon.
Oh, for sure. I hear it's great this time of year. Off topic again. Do you happen to know much about Timora? You know, this other goddess. Are you a big fan? Are your kids big fans?
Timora, yeah, well, I'm familiar with her, certainly. And you'd mentioned Bathsheba. She'd be the other side of that. She's a...
Yes, we both know this as god folk. Yeah.
Timora, I mean, I've definitely run with some of her clerics. They're fun people. Fortune favors the bold and all of that. They're very outgoing kinds of people, but they tend to be good people. You don't follow any of that type of pantheon without being a good person yourself.
Definitely.
And do you bake pie? Do you have a good recipe by chance?
I've got an okay recipe. I don't do this kind of cream pie stuff. Most of mine are fruits. I've got a really good apple pie.
Okay.
Right.
All right, I guess we'll go see this wizard then. Thank you for your
guess so.
patronage. We'll be back, I'm sure, sooner or later.
Did you guys see that thing on her neck?
Oh my
Yes,
God.
yes, Solaris. I'm sorry.
Do you
she's-
say that while you're still in the Rooster and Dragon?
Yeah, like while everyone's about to leave.
You all, if anyone looks over, as soon as Solaris says that, you see Marianne. She's kind of bundled herself back up and is heading back behind the bar. And as soon as Solaris says that, she kind of stops. And you see her shoulders drop a little bit. And then she keeps walking.
Was I the only one who saw that?
Nope. I think we saw it, Solaris. It's considered rude, but at the same time, like, you know, it's life.
What was that?
I don't know. You
Just
can
making sure she's not turning
carry
into a
on. Have a good day, and I wave her off and try to save her from the shame we're about to discuss.
Any of you who are curious, if you'd like to try, you can roll a medicine check to see if you recognize what's
Sure.
going on, if you notice anything specific.
Natural 1. She's a zombie.
I got 18 minus 1, so 17.
Medicine check?
Medicine.
18, 13 plus 3, 16.
Okay. None of you are really sure. I mean, it was a very brief glance. Whatever it was, it looked nasty. Ponyboy, you're the only one who has got a kind of a clear view of it. You're not sure if it was a rash. You're not sure if it was exactly what it was, but it looked either like poisoning or necrotic. This isn't like, oh, she's old and a bruise or something. No, something's weird. Something's wrong.
Guys, I've seen something like this before. Something's wrong.
Well, I don't know if anyone else had this, but I was like, she's the zombie grandma for sure. She's gone, right? I'm not saying this.
I was trying to figure out if she was getting zombified right now. Zombified.
Is she still in the room?
I have assumed at this point that you've left the
We're walking towards
Rooster
the
and
wizard
Dragon.
tower.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. We're walking towards the wizard tower.
Yeah.
She might be in the middle of being zombified.
Definitely, possibly zombified. I've never seen a zombie as lively as her before.
I'm just saying it could be in the middle of the
Yeah.
zombie, you know.
Can I do some sort of check to see if if I'm familiar with the stages of zombification, or if there is a more lifelike version of a zombie?
Sure. Give me a nature check. I'll take nature, or I'll take an arcana check. I'll accept either in this case, since we're talking about a
I will
weird thing.
do both from -1. All right, I got a 15.
All right. You only know of zombies as being creatures that have died and then been risen. So you don't know about a live creature being turned into a zombie. That there's usually a step in between that involves death and an awful, awful ritual of some sort that you don't know anything about. But there isn't really... There's not like a disease that turns you into a zombie. You die, and then someone comes along and decides to do something horrible to your corpse.
Okay.
And there doesn't seem to be it's not like you've been turned into a zombie. It's basically your body has been turned into this creature.
So I think, folks, she's got more to tell us, but I don't think it's directly relevant to this current mystery. So maybe we'll try the wizard first, see where that brings us. If not, we come back and make a fuss. I'm cool with that.
I'm good with that. Try and keep her alive as a potential business partner as well.
Yes,
also,
that's always worth it.
keep people alive is an okay thing.
I hope she has some good cream for that stuff.
Freya. I think I might buy a red bracelet.
Yep.
I think that's a great idea. Red suits you. Brings out your shell.
I would cry tears of joy if I could.
Aw. All right.
Let's head to York, shall we?
Yes.
You guys have this slightly awkward, very warm conversation as you head. It's out of town, but of course, Boken is 5 houses and a dog, so it doesn't take long for you to get out of the main part of town. You've been sent the basic directions, which is about 1.5 miles down the road from where the Rooster and the Dragon is where York has set up his tower. And you're told tower, but it looks like it was originally like a grain tower next to what used to be a farmhouse. The farmhouse is long collapsed, turned to dust, but the tower itself has been taken over. It seems to be in okay repair. A doorway, like a standard door, has been added to the front. You see windows on what looks to be a second story, but it's just basically a grain silo.
Okay. So we're outside the location now?
Yes.
Okay. Vance will, again, get back and take a deep breath of the nature and say, "Oh, Chanty, the goddess of nature, I bestow upon you my wish. Are there any undead nearby?" And I'll use a divine sense.
Sure. You don't sense any undead nearby. You also don't sense any
clear.
divine presence. This is you pray to this goddess that you're hoping responds and nothing happens, and then you activate your divine sense and you don't sense anything.
Okay. You know what? We're good. Let's go in. I'm
Hey,
tired.
Wizard, are you home?
You shout that out?
Yeah. Hey, Wizard,
No
you
response.
home?
No response.
Should we just go in?
I don't see why not.
Well, there's a front door.
Should we open the front door?
Breaking
By all
and
means.
entering? Or
It's
Should we knock?
wizards are kind of like bohemian. Like they sometimes just let you in. Kind of depends on the wizard. Yeah, let's
Just-
talk. Good idea.
let's announce ourselves and just walk in so
Okay.
he's not surprised.
I knock on the door heavily and I say, "Adventurers are here."
As you knock kind of 3 times, and as you're saying, "Adventurers are here," as you're saying here, the door opens. And
Damn.
it's sudden and very quick. Like you're still pulling back from the knock. And standing before you is a young woman, maybe mid-20s, a little bit on the short side. Long, straight, almost white hair, very, very light blonde, pale skin, big oval brown eyes, looks up at all you and says, "Yes, hello, how can I help you?"
Hi.
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 Can we talk to the wizard?
Hello.
No, my uncle is upstairs sleeping. Can I help you?
We are adventurers. Are you
you
familiar?
Deanna?
I am Deanna, yes.
Oh,
We need to speak to your uncle.
Okay. Come on in. And she moves back from the doorway and just kind of motions you inside.
okay. Good work.
Can I
Let's
like
go,
lean
Solaris.
over to Vance and be like, this girl creeps me out?
Yeah, she's not cool, but most people aren't. So
She doesn't seem to notice you say this as you enter. Are you
I say
guys?
it very loudly.
Well, you are passing by her as you walk on in. I'm
Yeah.
assuming you're walking on in?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I think we walk in.
Okay, the grain silo that has been converted into a home/wizard's tower is as weird and messy as you would expect. The ground floor itself seems to be some weird combination of a laboratory, study, and it's just a mess. There are books in half the section, they're just scattered about, some of them open to random pages, most of them in untidy stacks. There's not a bookshelf to be found. Everything is just piled on the floor. On the right side, there is a table that sits a bunch of different vials and some more books. Nothing seems to be doing anything at the moment, but there are some vials that do seem to have random things inside of different colors. And as you move on in, Deanna, this young woman, moves in with you, closes the door behind you, and says, "Just be careful, don't touch anything on the table. Some of those are very dangerous."
Okay.
As she points that out to you, on the far side, there is a ladder bolted to the side of this silo that leads up to a second floor that's above you. There's just kind of a hole in the ceiling that this ladder goes through. And the light that's coming from of this area, there aren't any windows, and now that the door is closed, you expect it to be dark, but there's little tiny sconces in a couple of places around that are emitting this very calm blue-whitish light. Very obviously some sort of magical enchantment. Very nice. Deanna moves in front of you and says, "It will take a moment to see if my uncle is awake." And from above you, you hear a voice call out and say, "I'm awake, of course I'm awake. I've been listening to you guys. Have been so loud. What's going on down there, Deanna?" And Deanna says, like, without Uncle, we have some guests. What were you looking for again?
Sorry to wake you.
It's all right. I've been awake for a while.
We need to ask. Have you heard of the zombie thing that went down last night?
Zombies. They were very interesting, weren't they?
Yes, we need to discuss some things with you, sir.
Well, I can talk to you too. Was there anything you needed to know?
We talked to your uncle.
He's the guy we should talk to.
All right, I'm coming down. Hold on. And she says, "He'll be down in just a moment. Can I offer you some tea?"
I'm good.
No.
You have any milk?
Yes, we do.
I would enjoy some tea.
I'd like some milk.
I will make milk and tea. And then she walks on over to a corner where there's a little stove, and she starts to put the kettle on and reaches behind the stove where there's basically a milk crate with some supplies. And she pulls out some tea leaves. She pulls out a very familiar glass bottle of milk from the Dark Draft farm and starts to put together tea as you...
Can I perceive if the milk has been opened?
Oh, you don't even have to roll. It's obviously been opened. Yeah, it's half of it's
Right.
gone.
Okay. Can I roll an insight check to see if I'm okay with her, or I mean,
Well, that's up to you. You don't have to roll.
I want to see if Vance is okay. I want to see if Vance is okay with it.
Well, as far as okay with her, like, are you trying to insight
Are
anything?
her intentions malign, maleficent anyway?
Sure, roll an insight check.
That's a 1.
She seems to be very intent on making you tea and pouring you a glass of milk.
Been meaning for that nice milk for a while now. Thank you, miss.
I don't trust a hair on this girl's head. Can I roll a something to see what the hell is up with her? I swear she's creeping me the hell out.
Sure, roll an insight check.
All right. 13 plus, yeah, just 13.
I mean, you think she's creepy, but you don't know
She's
why.
not
Maybe it's just
evil?
her demeanor. You don't.
That's not
She-
stopping me from keeping one hand on a dagger. I don't freaking trust her.
She's just seems to be making tea. Meanwhile, from above you, you hear stomp, 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 stomp. Boom, 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 boom. As if someone's like running circles above your head. And Deanna looks up and says, Uncle, are you almost done? Yes, I'm almost done. I'm coming. This happens like 3 or 4 more times above your head, and then the steps move towards where the ladder is, and an old gentleman does a fireman's pole slide down the ladder, like hands on both sides, poof, lands on the ground. He is, you're not exactly sure how old he is, but he looks ancient. He's got classic white wizard beard, disheveled hair sticking out in multiple directions. He is wearing a bright blue robe, but it seems to be tattered and worn, clean, but as old as he is, probably. No shoes, no socks, just bare feet. He seems to be just an older, crazed human who turns around and looks at you. He's got a little bit of a hunch. He gives this really large grin and says, "Ah, visitors? I haven't had visitors since tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to get some more visitors, but maybe, today. Hi. What? Who are you? I don't know who you are. Deanna, do I know who they are?" And the young woman at the making the tea, without turning around from where she's stirring the tea leaves, says, "No, Uncle, they're visitors. They said that they were here to see you." "Oh, why? What are you doing here? What can I help you with?" Huh?
We're the guys that handled the zombie problem last night.
Zombies. Well, good.
But
Then you don't
we
need
have-
me. And he starts to stomp back towards the ladder.
No. There's more problems with it. We need some we have some questions we have to ask you.
All right. What?
Gang?
How do I make a chair be my friend?
Oh my
You
God.
cast animate object on it, and then you're really friendly to it. I can do that. I used to be able to do that. Can I still do that, Deanna? And Deanna has turned around now with a very nice cup of tea and hands that to you, Solaris, and says, "He hasn't been able to cast those spells in a very long time. He's been very old." And then she moves back to go get some milk.
Mr. Wizard, sir, how does one make a zombie?
You do a lot of really bad, evil things. I've never really looked into necromancy much myself. I've looked into other things. All the other things.
We're trying to find
painful.
out who's making these zombies.
That's it. Yeah. That's a good idea. You find out who's making the zombies, and then you can stop them from making the zombies. But don't find out how to make the zombies, because that way lies madness. All the zombies.
Do you know anyone named Cedric?
Nope.
Cedric.
Nope.
Do I believe him?
Roll an insight check. Meanwhile, Deanna comes over with a glass of milk for you, Vance. Here
Thank
go.
you, kind girl. I take a drink.
7.
He seems to be telling the truth. He also seems to
Can I
be
ask-
very off his rocker.
Can I ask the girl if she knows Cedric? The girl?
Yeah. She turns to you and with wide, unblinking eyes says, "No, I don't know Cedric. Is he a friend of yours?"
Then her head spins around 360. She's crawling up the wall.
You're so odd and strange. Should I throw an inside check to see if I believe her?
Sure. All the insight.
13 plus 1. 14.
She seems to be honest with you. She does not know someone named Cedric.
I address the wizard and I say, "Oh, mighty wizard,
Former mighty, very not mighty anymore. I used to be mighty. I used to be all powerful.
I believe it. Looking at you in this tower and this milk, delicious milk, by the way. I know I helped
you.
make it. I'm curious if you know of any other locations or individuals that might have the ability that you described of animating these objects, because we have just come from the scene of a crime where we believe a magical user has been at stake here, and you are the only resident of this town with any magical capabilities, so surely you will know where we might find another user.
I don't know anyone in specific, but that kind of magic, that's not something you just do anywhere. That's not something you just practice out in your kitchen. You need stuff. You need a place to be. You need bathroom facilities mostly, because it takes a little bit of time. Do you have any idea where this person might be holed up, where their lair might be, where their stuff might be, where their wizard tower? See, I've got a wizard tower. You're supposed to, if you're a wizard like me.
So we saw they moved into the Dark Draft Farm briefly, and we saw there was some commotion around there. A lot of zombies came out of the Dark Draft Farm, as well as the animated objects. So we know they were there for a little bit, but it wasn't longer than a day because I was only gone for a day. So they either have some sort of mobile wizard tower, or
Ooh, I've always wanted to make one of those. All right. Well, you would know. They tend to be on big bird legs. I've always wanted to make them on, like, dinosaur legs. I think that would be fun, like a house on top of dinosaur legs. That would be great. And Deanna next to him, she's made her own cup of tea and is just kind of holding it. It's steaming in her hands, and she says, I don't think we want to try to do that again with the tower, Uncle. No, you're right. Any markings on these zombies? Any way of telling, was there like,
Yes.
people who do necromancy, they're vain. They want everybody to know that they're all powerful. Like
they were
me.
definitely worshippers of Bathsheba, the goddess of bad luck.
Who worship Bathsheba? I wonder. And he gets this kind of faraway look in his eyes and then runs over to a pile of books. He goes, nope. And he starts just like throwing books over his shoulder. Gets about halfway down through the pile, then pulls out a book and starts to flip through it. And unlike some of the other books that you've seen him throw and are scattered about, this one seems to not be a published work. It looks like a handwritten journal. And he's flip. Deanna, were you looking through my stuff again? No, Uncle. Flip. Yeah. Yep, this was it. This was the thing. This was before everybody died and we had to bring them all back. This is what we were doing. We were just a mile away. We were investigating that temple. You should go. You should go back to that place. I knew that place was evil. Once everybody died, well, we brought them back, though.
What?
Could you be a little more specific?
Probably.
Awesome.
About what?
When
Who
did this
you bring
happen?
back? Yeah, when did this happen? Who did you bring back? What
And who's
are
we?
you talking about? Yeah, who's we?
Many years ago, back in my day, when we were god pawns of the highest order. We were out doing good and getting paid for it. We killed things. We killed a lot of things, but they were all bad, and they were all bad things. We got sent to this place just outside of town. It used to be a temple to Timora. Yeah, Timora. She's a good one.
Yeah.
Timora's a good one.
Yeah.
And Deanna, holding the cup, says, yes, Uncle.
Did y'all speak Underdark?
No, I don't know if anyone spoke Underdark, but Uncle, keep talking about this temple. I wanted you to tell this story for a very long time. And York kind of gets in a frothing frenzy and says, yes, it was me, and it was Marianne, and it was Kristoff, and there were a whole bunch of us. There was a whole party of us. We were all kitted out. We were all going to go down there because there was something. We were going to go find something. We were looking for something that a whole bunch of bad people had taken. I don't remember what it was. Doesn't matter. And there was undead, and there were zombies, and we got all the way to the bottom, and there was a really bad guy, and we killed him, but Marianne and Kristoff, they got killed, and we had to bring him back to life, and that was a whole bunch of diamonds. And do you know how expensive diamonds were?
Whoa. Marianne and Kristoff died?
Yeah. They didn't tell you? Actually, they probably wouldn't have told that. They don't like telling people about that. Actually, I probably shouldn't have told you that. Don't remember that. And you see him make a little hand gesture, and for a brief moment, his eyes kind of sparkle purple at you as he starts to wave his hands in your general direction. And then Deanna very intentionally elbows him, and he goes, "Oh, forget I told you. They're kind of self-conscious about that kind of thing. But yeah, we brought them back into town. This was years ago. This was decades ago. We brought them all back into town and raised them from the dead. And we had to pay all this money because that's what you do. Because our cleric was one of the people who died. Because that was what Christoph was supposed to do. He was supposed to be the people that raised from the dead. But we had to pay all this money, and it was a hassle. And that's when they decided.
Diamonds, you said?
Yeah. Cost diamonds to do that kind of thing. Don't ask me. I don't need diamonds to do my kind of thing. I just need a book. But yeah, we had to go pay all of this money to go do that. And then they decided to wimp out. And that's when they settled down and got that thing. And I kept adventuring without them, and I've been perfectly fine ever since.
Okay.
So what does this have to do with Bathsheba? It reminded you.
It's funny you ask. Because that place, when we were there, it was a place that used to be for Tymora. And then a whole bunch of people come on in and desecrated the temple and turned it into a temple for Bathsheba. And then a whole bunch of people came in and killed them and turned it back into a temple to Tymora. And there was years and years where they fought over it, and eventually the whole place just fell to ruin, and that's when the cult came in, and that's when our thing happened, and blah, blah, blah. But if there's anyone around here who's sending zombies at you, then I bet my left butt cheek that that's where they're coming from. And Deanna is kind of still holding this cup of tea in her hands, and she says, Uncle, where exactly is this temple? And he says, oh, it's like a, hold on. Flip. Here. And he holds up a kind of a rough hand-drawn map of what looks like Boken and the main road that it's on and kind of the river that's nearby and the surrounding area. And you can see almost directly to the south, he's got this big X skull and crossbones symbol written out for it. And he says, see, like a day's travel, like not very far. You'll find it. It's the only thing in all these woods except for, the lions and the bears and the sturges and the stuff like that. But who cares about them? See. I haven't thought about this place in forever. And Deanna puts her cup of tea down and looks kind of over your shoulder and then looks back at you and says, this is excellent. I've wanted to know this story for forever. Are you going there?
Yes.
Hold up.
We are.
Hold on.
How do you bet one butt cheek?
Guys. Why do you want to know?
Well, because if you're going there, then I'm going to have to kill you because you can't go there before I do.
What did I say?
That's where we'll pick up next week.
Uh,
As we'll probably be rolling a little bit of initiative.
milk.
Nope, you're perfectly fine.
All right.
Milk seems perfectly fine. The tea seems perfectly fine. The girl, probably not perfectly fine, but we'll find out next week. Let me give you guys some experience before we end. So, for the fantastic cow pantomime, because, why not pile over the face so that nuzzling can happen, for basically figuring out that if you can't fight it, hug it. I think that's what we've learned. For finding the note and the extra stuff on the back of it, and your devious plan to apparently take over strings and things and become pie barons, and all the colors of all of the bracelets. I'm going to give you guys a total of 620 experience to split between the four of you.
Okay.
So if we math, I'm going to be doing that voice all day.
155 each.
Yeah.
How much each?
155.
155 each. Okay.
Puts us at level 2.
Hey! Yay! Now, I am old school. You will have to take a long rest before you level up, but you might want to prepare your level 2 characters for next time. As next time, you'll be starting off inside of this makeshift wizard tower with a creepy young girl who seems to want to kill you. And
See, I knew it. I wanted to stab her the second I saw her. And I regret my actions now.
I don't.
Goodness.
All right. Well, before we go, let me give you guys a chance to talk about anything fun that you might have coming up and where people can find you on the social medias. Jack, why don't you begin?
Sure. I'm currently building a Lego Millennium Falcon on my stream. So twitch.tv/Jack Patillo. And I'm also on Twitter at Jack_P.
And Kraken.
Hey everyone, I am twitch.tv/Kraken. I stream most days of the week. I'm currently in the middle of moving, and so I'm streaming from my friend's kitchen. They kindly let me stream from here today.
Thank you, friends of Kraken.
Yes, this was very nice of them. I think she's in the other room. I've been streaming here, or I've been streaming usually 5-6 days a week. I also make videos on YouTube at /Kraken2. Come by if you like watching roleplay and weird stuff.
Excellent. And Dante.
I'm watching the Avatar series right now on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Dante Bosco. Grey Delisle Azula just stopped by as we started the second season, so you can watch the backlogs of that, and that just happened a few days ago. And I'm in the Philippines right now shooting a new movie, so you can follow me on my Instagram at Dante Bosco for the stories to see what I'm doing in the Philippines.
And Mika.
I am on Twitter at Mika Burton and on Instagram at Mika Burton. I'm doing some fun Halloween photo shoots this week or next week, and so those should be up relatively soon. And I'm excited about those.
And I am too. And I have been your humble DM, Lauren, better known as Obo Crazy. You can find me at Obo Crazy on Twitter. You can also find my website, obocrazy.com. And until next time, we'll see you next encounter. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.